Welcome, everybody. Today we are starting a digital project. So the first thing you will do today is go to your classwork tab, click on the Digital Mosaic directions, and then you will be listening to this video. So today, what the first slide in our slideshow says, what is a mosaic? We learned about mosaics when we were working with collage in our collage boot camp. So you might remember that a mosaic is a picture made by arranging together small colored pieces of materials. And remember, the main thing about a mosaic is the pieces do not touch. There's space in between them. So you'll see these are made out of different materials. Something to keep in mind, the shark versus the turtle. The turtle's got more like decoration, and you see the turtle because of the outline of basically like the concrete, whereas the shark is more defined by the mosaic pieces itself. So it covers more of the surface area. So it's a much different look to it. A digital mosaic is a picture pattern or word or phrase, even broken up into multiple shapes with small spaces in between, so that, again, the pieces do not touch. The images that you're seeing here were created by last year's sixth graders, so our current seventh grade students at the middle school. And you might see some familiar characters, maybe even some anime. You might even notice some people chose to do a picture of their own pets. And this one's a little bit different because the background is also collaged, or I should say mosaicked. And this one is also has a full mosaic figure and background, which is really cool. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is open our drive. You're going to click on the new, then you're going to go down to more and go to open a Google drawing. Keep in mind when I video, with the Wii video, you might see my mouse, my cursor lining up with different things. So make sure to listen to the words that I'm talking about. So you open a Google drawing, title it with your name, please. And then please go to the share settings and type in my email address, okay, and share it with me so that I can see your work and I can also then help you with your work. So those two things you need to do first, title and share. Then I'm left with this checkerboard screen, which is what we call a canvas. So I'm going to go to insert, or I can go to here, insert, and I'm going to search the web, or if I already have a photo saved somewhere on my Chrome, I could use my own photo. So if I'm going to search the web for a photo, I'm going to search for something colorful and a lot of animation is very colorful, so they make really good photos. This one is Jiminy Cricket. I'm going to double tap on the photo because the dark background takes up so much of the photo. I don't really like that. So I want Jiminy Cricket to be more of the focus. So before I even do anything, I crop the photo. Then I am going to click and drag it to the very top left corner of the canvas. The next step is to click and drag and make my picture fill as much of the canvas as I can. I am not going to distort my picture like that. I'm literally just going to make it as big as I can. Even if I have this leftover stuff, that's fine. Because now that I have this leftover stuff, if I go down to the bottom right corner and click, you're going to see these little lines appear. That allows you to cut the canvas to fit the picture, right? Basically to fit the rest of your picture. So now I have a full photo and there's no more of that background checkerboard showing. And so my tools that I'm going to use now that I'm officially ready to start, tools I'm going to use are the zoom button. So I will be zooming in quite a bit. That's going to be like the thing I use probably the most. And then I'm also going to be using the line tool. So I select a line. I'm going to go to something called the Polyline. The Polyline acts like this is a bulletin board, like your photo is a bulletin board, and you're sticking thumbtacks into it. So if I click, I have a connected string. Click again, make a shape, go back to actually close the shape. When I close the shape, it's going to turn a color. Okay. Now, do be aware that sometimes you are working with the polyline and you're like, darn it, I accidentally went past. So you get this weird shape. Just automatically delete it. Okay. The other thing is sometimes I accidentally forget that I'm in the polyline when I meant to like select something. So before you click again, just go right up to the arrow. Okay. So when you're starting, I'm going to start with a section of color. And for animation, this part of the hat, the very top part of the hat is pretty much mostly the same color blue. So that'll make it a little easier for me. So I'm going to again select the polyline. I'm going to click and put a thumbtack down. I'm going to not go all the way and make this whole hat one piece. That is not how a mosaic works. That is also not how you want to see the finished product, right? So that is not how I want to do it. I'm going to start and remember that you're zoomed in. So I'm going to go through and pick out and outline some small sections. Then I'm also going to check for a color match. If I can find a color match in the regular colors, that's awesome. But if I can't find a color match in the regular colors, then I can go to custom and then I can slide this around a little bit to find a color that matches a little bit closer. I kind of like that one. You do have the ability to change your border color as well. I just prefer to keep mine black, so I'm not going to change mine. Oops, I accidentally did that. So now I'm going back to the arrow. So I have the color selected, and since most of this hat here is about the same color, I'm going to start putting in multiple pieces, but I'm breaking it up like the hat is shattered. That's how I think of a mosaic. And if I get two spots that seem to be a little bit lighter in color, then I can go ahead and change the custom color. Also, something good to know about our color is that it will save your custom colors that you make. So if I want to change the custom color, make it a little bit lighter, now it'll save a new one. So when I go to that, it'll start building up my custom colors. The other thing I could do if I want to be really fancy is I could pick a gradient color. I might be able to do that in sections like up here where it's kind of like light and dark at the same time. So that's another option. Every once in a while, after you do a few pieces, then I would suggest you go back to the View button, go to Zoom, and go to Fit. That'll put your picture back into normal view. Then make sure you're in the Select tool, click on your photo, and delete it. Now I can see where I started on the hat, right? To kind of see how I'm doing, to see if the hat is actually looking like a hat. It's a little too early for me to tell, so I'll go to the Undo button, zoom in again, and continue my working, okay? So that is how you start your digital or work on your digital mosaic. So again, today, open a Google Drawing, go to title it with your name, share it, then find your picture today. Those are the three main things you need to get done. And hopefully, as a bonus, you'll have time to begin. Good luck. So, the very first thing that you're going to do is you're going to need to get into your Google Drive.